Hi, I'm Devyn McQuaid, and you're listening to Mindset. On this episode of Mindset, we're going to be talking about music versus mental health. Now, I'm not doing this episode alone. I am joined by a Mindset regular, Robbie. If you didn't know, Robbie done Men's Mental Health Month, Life is Strange, and is back for a third episode. You are becoming a Mindset regular.
I'd say it's too many episodes, personally.
Yeah, this is your last episode. You're not coming back.
I'm thankful.
So I wanted you on this episode in particular because I feel like you have a very interesting outlook or perspective on music as a whole, but more so the negative side of things of music.
Yeah?
Yeah, so we'll get more in depth about this. I have a thing where I love listening to sad music. It's something that I used to do all the time, and there was one day I was listening to a sad song and I get a message. It's like, you should skip this. I went, hello? So Robbie was stalking what I was listening to. And it was like, you should skip this. And I went, why? And you're like, it's a sad song, dude. You need to skip it. And I went, okay. And then I skipped it.
Yeah, and now you just have your thing on private.
No, I don't. I just shut up. It's because I don't want people stalking me if I'm listening to sad music. Like, let me be in my moment. But we're going to be talking about both positive and negatives. And I have a few questions at the end. So, also, can we just give a little round of applause to Robbie? Robbie done some positive and negative research on mental health, music and mental health. So, do you just want to go back to back? I'll do some research, positive research, and you can give some.
You can just be a conversation.
Okay.
What's a pro?
A pro is music improves mood, increases a feeling of relaxation, reduces stress, depression, and anxiety.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Is what I got. All of that, to answer all of that is just to say kind of. Like, when it comes to an actual pro in this, all of them are kind of. Because really, there's very little.
Yeah.
Especially dependent on how you are.
Yeah.
In that current situation.
Well, I think all mine are going to be kind of then.
Yeah.
Music stimulates memories that wrap themselves around us. Music increases levels of serotonin and endorphins, which elevates moods. And I can't remember relieves depression. I put relive.
Oh. Did you? Is that an auntie?
Oh, well, it doesn't look like relieve.
Yeah, it looks right.
It took me a while to figure out what that said. When I read it over yesterday, I was like, what does this mean? And it was like, relieve? Anyways, that's... All of them are more like talking about how it can reduce stuff.
Yeah.
What does it elevate, in a sense? Which is what I found really, really, prominent in the positive stuff. But the negative stuff's, more intense.
Yeah, and there's a lot more of it.
Yeah, that's... For the people who can see this, this is my Mindset research notes. This is the positive page. These are the negatives. Pretty shocking if you ask me. Another one is that music can reduce blood pressure, anxiety, and pain, as well as improving sleep quality, mood, alertness, and memory.
Do you think that's applicable to sad music?
No.
Okay. What I got is along the lines of it can be beneficial to understand what you're going through. And it helps you understand that you're not out there alone.
Yeah.
And it can help release pent-up emotions. So if you don't necessarily feel like you're really feeling something, sometimes hearing someone else sing it back to you can bring up all this other emotion, which can be good and help you understand things a little better.
Yeah.
People who listen to sad music are more empathetic as people, as they see the actual things people are going through and the mass in which it actually is, rather than keeping themselves in the bubble of purely happy, mostly that energy pop music.
Yeah.
So that is a pro.
Yeah.
But really, there's so much more negatives that come with that it kind of is a little useless.
Yeah, I feel like with sad music sometimes, I don't listen to sad music all the time anymore, which I'm yet again going to get into. But there's always one song that even if I'm just wanting to feel like I'm being heard or seen, I'll listen to that, but I won't listen to it on loop. I'll listen to it once and I'm like, right, time to move myself away from almost getting stuck in this feeling, which we'll get yet again into. I think a pro of music is music can magnify the message of diversity and inclusion, but also introduce people. So like, oh, I listen to this artist, and then this person's like, oh my god, I listen to this artist too, and then you can like bond over it in a sense.
But you could also do that with non-sad music.
What?
You can also do that with non-sad music.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I
kind of just didn't look into the sad music side of stuff as well. I looked into music as a whole. But if you've looked into sad music, give me more.
Yeah, well, it's a show on sad music, innit? So, it just felt applicable.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, there's like nothing.
Yeah.
Good that comes of it.
No. It's a very like if you wanted to look at it, you would think I think there's like one positive. The negatives and the positives are not equal at all.
I can help you relax.
Yeah, that's relaxation. Shall we just move on to the negatives then?
If you like.
Unless
you've got more you want to talk about.
Well, as music of a whole, here's some 8 advantages that I wrote down because, music so-called makes you happier. I'm guessing that's music in a whole, not just sad music. Music enhances your running performance. I wouldn't know that because I do not run. Music lowers stress. Music helps you sleep better. Music reduces depression. Music elevates your mood while driving. Wouldn't know that because I don't drive. Music strengthens learning and memory, and music increases verbal intelligence.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wonder how many words I've learned through music that I wouldn't have known before.
Don't you read a lot?
Yeah. Books versus mental health comes at some point. Okay. Negatives. I have a lot.
Yeah. Do you want to just run through a couple?
Okay, so I'm actually going to speak about this one because this one was really interesting when I was looking at it last night. So someone said that they found themselves keeping happy music for when they were happy, and then when they were sad, they would choose a song that would take their worries but make it 10 times worse. So, like, in a sense, they were just like, oh, I'm really sad, I'm just going to play this, and just keep playing it, or find something that, like, fits that whole entire vibe. Like, maybe they made a playlist just of songs that are, like, really like gut-wrenching and stuff. But to follow along with that, they also found themselves in a constant loop of just listening to sad music. They found themselves becoming attached to the sadness and the sad music. They found that they couldn't just listen to a song, wouldn't and let the emotions leave, or when they finished the song, they just couldn't turn it off, so they would keep going back, which is something I find really, really relatable in a sense. There was a time where literally every day I would wake up and the first thing I would do was put on my massive sad song playlist and listen to that, because yeah, it can make you feel seen or something, but also it's like, oh, I don't really feel like listening to happy music, I'm feeling down. Which the interesting part of is being stuck in a constant loop. I think that sad music makes you feel worse. It's not going to help you. You're not going to, I'm listening to a sad song today. Oh my God, all of a sudden I'm happy. It might work, but for me it didn't. I kind of figured that when I was listening to sad music, I was keeping myself trapped in the feeling that not so much I didn't want to feel, or maybe I was feeling it for longer than I wanted to in a sense, but this is a perfect description of sad music, especially if you're at a really, really low point.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it's about getting stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
That's really what it does. And it's not easy, as mentioned.
Yeah.
To get out of that.
Mm.
When you're feeling down, it's easy to go to that.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to just keep yourself in that state rather than use your energy and try to get out of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. It's probably not good.
No. I think what I found with it all as well is that, one minor inconvenience could have happened to me. I could have randomly dropped my toast on the floor, which hasn't happened. Just the first example that popped into my head, and it was automatically sad music. It was just a piece of toast, Devyn. Go back to the kitchen, make another one. But then I would get stuck in that feeling of this one thing's ruined my whole day. So now I feel like even listening to sad music can just make your day worse. Like sometimes, like if I'm listening to my big playlist, a sad song will come on, but I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling down, I can listen to it. But when being sad, or just being, how do I describe it? Being stuck in a feeling for so long doesn't have to be contributed with sad music or that. If you feel like you're sad for a long period of time, sad music to me was like, you know what I'm going through. Obviously, it's making me feel seen and stuff. Why am I going back to it if it's just making me feel worse?
Yeah, and I think even when you're listening to a big playlist of songs and a sad song comes on, your mood can totally swing.
Yeah.
It's just not worthwhile having those in a big playlist. And again, these are very dependent on things that you are going through specifically.
Yeah.
Like when you use an example.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So if we were to put someone in a room and put a sad song on, it might not affect them as much as it could affect you.
Yeah.
Which is why it's very different for everybody. Like some people could listen to sad songs all the time and they're fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, having these in a big playlist and you are someone who struggles, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Because it could just, like a button could just click and then you're down the rest of the day.
Yeah. I want to point this out now because I was going to talk about it at some point. So, as I mentioned, Robbie has a really, I feel like a great perspective on this type of thing, because I didn't really think about it much until you're just making yourself feel worse. So then, I think I had a doctor's appointment like the week after. So I went to the doctor's and she was like, oh, Devyn, what are you doing to help yourself? I went, oh, I'm listening to sad music. She's like, no, that's not helping yourself. And I went, oh, my friend said the exact same thing to me. And she's like, you need to start again. I went, girl, what do you mean? And she's like, make a playlist. Don't put sad songs in it. Just listen to happy music. If you're feeling down, I need you to turn to happy music. I was like, can I add one sad song? She went, I'll give you it. But if that song's going to make you get stuck in a feeling, I need you to remove it after. Now, I love happy music again. Yeah, maybe one day I'm feeling really bad, so I'll listen to a sad song. Oh, wow, that sad song's done. That did not sound like English to me. That sad song is done. Time to listen to my big playlist.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't think it makes sense to put yourself in that situation.
Yeah. See if I could go back 4 months ago. I would be like, Devyn, what? Why? Sad music, like, if I could go back and speak to my younger self, mindset listeners, please listen. This is a little thing. If I could go back and speak to my younger self, not my younger self, 4 months ago, I would try and tell them, don't listen to sad music. What I realised is, when I was on holiday, I was listening to sad music. After I was back from holiday, I was listening to sad music. It only made me get worse. Then, happy music came in. My mood started changing. I started feeling better, and I was like, whoa, this is great. Like, the sad stuff, the negatives started sliding down and the positives started climbing up. And I was like, I didn't appreciate happy music when I was down. I don't appreciate sad music when I'm happy. I'm glad I don't appreciate sad music when I'm happy because it clearly affected me without me realising the effect that it had on me.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel continued listening to sad music can make things worse.
Yeah.
You can relate too much to what they're saying, or you can almost relate, but force yourself to relate to make yourself feel as bad as the person singing.
Yeah.
Which is just never healthy.
No. Other research. This is just negatives of music as a whole. So music can promote aggression through the lyrics and the beats, which ties into listening to violent lyrics increase aggressive thoughts and emotions, especially amongst young people. This can contribute to the development to an aggressive personality. Whoa, too much research. That's where it ends, to an aggressive personality, which is really interesting.
I'm gonna say maybe. I think it's the same as the video
Multiple
game
choice.
thing. Yeah, it's the same as video games cause violence kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
Not
an excuse.
Yeah.
for someone being a bad person.
Yeah, like, hey guys, I listen to Water Parks. I'm a horrible person. No offense.
Yeah, that's true. But you see a lot of court cases that are younger people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I played Call of Duty, that's why I did that to that person. Like, but no, it isn't. Like, it just isn't. You're just a bad person.
Yeah.
It feels like one of those.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Okay. Hold on. Oh, certain lyrics in music videos can lead to stereotypes adding to a social bias. When certain groups or individuals are portrayed stereotypically in music, it can shape how people see them, stressing in biased attitude. I was giving Ethan an example. I have dyed hair. I listen to Water Parks. The typical Parksy Water Park song. Like, I guess.
Sure. I think it's a case of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And old white people listen to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Right? And they go, oh, he just hates people because that's who he is.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stereotype it's building.
Yeah.
An old white man listens to 50 Cent one time and suddenly they're all gangsters.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like it's trying to give, when obviously that's just not the case. Like, that's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of daft. On sad music again, it can limit your emotional range. Relying too heavily on sad music might restrict emotional experiences, preventing listeners from engaging in more uplifting and diverse music genres.
Mm.
And it's what you pointed on. You were listening to sad music so much you didn't want to listen to happy music.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what that is. And obviously it just forces you to dwell on those bad feelings.
Yeah, I think it can also, like, say for example, One More I Love You by Alex Warren. Really sad about, like, losing somebody. Why am I going to listen to that song to relive a memory that I don't feel like I should be living and then get myself really down because of it? I think it's hard because music can make you think of stuff that you don't want to think about. Old memories brings them back up instantly.
To play devil's advocate, take that song,
Yeah.
a song about losing somebody,
Yeah.
Wish You Were Here by Neck Deep's the exact same.
Mm.
Listening to that song can bring up good memories.
Mm.
That's a fantastic reason to listen to these songs.
Yeah.
As it can make you live a time in which you were together.
Yeah.
Obviously, the losing them part is a sad part, but it's a good thing you're sad you lost them because it meant you were happy when you were with them.
Yeah.
So it does have its upside there.
Yeah. Like Fine Line, funnily enough, I have a Fine Line necklace and a Fine Line tattoo. Had to flex it. Fine Line is such an important song. It's really sad, right? You can put that song in a room and I'll start crying after the first second of the song playing. But it has one of the happiest memories connected to it. So I went to see Harry Styles live, May 2023, I believe. He brought out the guitar, he strummed it once. I was in tears, but I knew that for whatever I was going through back then, I made it to hear one of my favourite songs live. And the message behind that song is so important. You can cry over the whole entire song because it's the song itself, if I'm right, is more that no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard it seems, we'll be alright, which is repeated throughout the end of the song. And oh my god, I get emotional even thinking about the song. To people, it's just a song. So, for example, I walked into my house and Fine Line was playing and I started crying. My mum was like, it's just a song. I went, no. It's a really sad song. Like, every Harry fan probably ever will cry over it at some point in their life. I do it all the time. But it's not sad tears. It's more like, one, I have a great memory with it. Two, it's such a beautiful message. And yeah, it's like, I can't talk about Fine Line anymore. I love the song so much. Last bit of research, then we're going to go into questions, or if you've got any other research you would like to bring up before we go into
No.
Okay, so this is just kind of the same thing, which is, so a study by a researcher that was conducted last year, she found that songs in general are becoming more negative in nature. Over the last 50 years, we've seen a progression in aggressive, angry and negative lyrics. There's 5 genres that have seen the biggest increase, which is rap, rock, pop, country and R&B.
Who said this?
I can't remember the researcher's name.
Okay.
I'm going to write it down.
Sure.
No, I feel like you've got an interesting take on this.
I just read the genres again.
Rap, rock, pop, country, and R&B.
2 of those are dominated by non-white demographics,
Which
and
is...
it's just rap and R&B,
Yeah.
and it just feels like it could be targeted.
Yeah.
But who knows?
And then, same thing as before, because of this, it has led to violent behaviours, mostly seen throughout young people. Because they're exposed to it because of social media, this has led to mental health concerns such as aggression, fear, and overall discomfort.
Yeah. Rock, yeah, I'd agree. Pop is the same as it's always been.
Yeah.
Mostly. Like, if you take a look at the charts, most pop is just a breakup song
Yeah.
by a white girl who had one bad relationship.
Yeah.
And, like, it's fine. I don't love it. It's not for me.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's been like that for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
It's like if you go back to the 80s, you're looking at it, and yeah, go back to the 70s and like listen to a Pat Benatar song.
Yeah.
It's just a white girl like singing about a breakup.
Yeah.
And that's more on the rock side of things, hard music. But the point still stands. Dolly Parton,
Yeah.
literally hard music is she had a bad breakup.
Yeah. If we're talking about this generation, Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Sabrina Carpenter released her new song.
Yeah. Gracie Abrams.
Yeah, most of them are just a bad breakup, and
Sadie Jean. Sorry, I had to mention Sadie Jean in there. Nice knowing you.
of course.
Love Nice knowing you. Very sad. Anyways, we've done with the research part. This is one of my favourite parts. Questions. So, I have 3 questions, but I do have a 4th one, and I want to start with that one.
Okay.
So, recently you told me to buy a guitar because apparently I lack in hobbies. Whoops. And I've lost my words. You've played guitar for a while now, right?
Yeah,
Pretty long.
a few years.
Yeah, okay. I've played for 3 weeks. Woo! Not making any progress. Anyways, so we talked about it briefly over messages about, oh, guitar is really helpful. Tell me more about it. Do you turn to guitar when you're feeling down?
Yeah. And I just belt out a song and move on. It just gets energy out.
Yeah.
It gets your mind doing something.
Mm.
Because if you lie there and listen to music, you're not doing anything. The energy's just there.
Mm.
And it's going to come out through tears.
Yeah.
But you keep your brain active when playing guitar. You're
Mm.
looking at the chords, you're singing along, you're learning a strumming pattern. Guitar's fairly easy. So it's simple to just pick up
Yeah.
and do your thing.
Mm.
And it's like, it's with other instruments, like say you play the violin, you can't just pick up a violin and play, like you can obviously, but it's just not the same.
No.
It's harder to do the whole thing. Violin's a beautiful instrument, and the sounds you can create are amazing, but you can't suddenly pull out and sing to a sad song.
No, I don't think you can.
Yeah, obviously keyboard you can, not as easy as guitar, but it's definitely up there. But a trumpet you just can't do that. it doesn't work the same.
Yeah, I think that's highly impossible.
But you use a lot more energy than you really think playing guitar.
Yeah.
Like, see if you're standing up and playing a sick solo, it gets hot, dude.
Yeah.
Like, see in the summer, it gets sweaty. And it just releases that energy.
Yeah.
It gets you feeling good. Releases endorphins because you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
So overall, it's a huge plus to your mental health.
Yeah. I want to say that guitar probably stresses me out more than I am, but that's just me and Ethan were on call last night. So I was like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, it's time to play the guitar, because I always tried to aim to play guitar. I just kept getting really stressed out, and Ethan was like, Devyn, take a breather. I was like, no. But then for my thing is that, as we've already mentioned, I've been going through a lot, or went through a lot. I am better now, kind of. I'm a lot better now than I was last time. But anyways, I find it really helpful. Like, see if I'm like angry, Sailor Song, you get to be really, not too aggressive, but you get to really strum down. I'm like, yeah. So see if I'm angry, I'll just strum down. I'm like, right, calm. And then it's like this other strum, the like aggressive power strum down. I'm like, yeah. It's like, get all my anger out of me.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs like that.
I can't wait to learn other songs, but right now I need to lock in on Sailor Song. What do we think of music as a whole?
Beneficial.
I don't know why I said we. Oh, I guess we can both answer it.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a conversational podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It takes up your time. When I'm walking, I listen to music. When I'm in the shower, I listen to music. When I'm lying in bed, I listen to music. When I'm playing games, I listen to music. It's just nice to have.
Yeah.
It just takes up dead air, basically.
Yeah. I love music. I literally wake up and the first thing I'll do is I'll either press play on my MacBook or I'll put my headphones on and I start my day with whatever song that I last listened to. What was it this morning? Oh, I don't know. It was a really like upbeat energy song. I was like, yeah. It made me think of an Instagram edit from like 3 years ago. But also I just find like there's so much like things that you can do with music. It connects you to people. It's just enjoyable as well. I mean, it's sad music sometimes. But like I find that music is one of the best things to help me focus. In college, I am a chatterbox. I yap. As soon as I put my headphones on and I'm like, oh right, I really need to get this done. My headphones are on and I lock in. I have a playlist called For Doing College Work. Has like half of the Over the Hedge soundtrack in it. I'm like, why is this in here? But
no, that's great. I back it.
But it just like, there's music that can help with a dynamic or set like a scene. Reading, for example. Biggest like, oh, I love it so much. I'll get my book out and I'm like, what's the title called? And I'm like, reading this book on Spotify, and it'll give me a playlist, and it just matches the vibe of the book so well that I'm like, oh my goodness, like how are you capturing this? A good one is reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I made a playlist. I might have cooked because it's like this fits the book so well, and it just sorry, I love music so much.
I can't do that.
What?
I gotta lock in on the book.
You can't listen to music and read?
I don't like it. It takes me out of it. I want to see everything.
Yeah.
I want to be in that situation. I don't want to have background noise.
I get told off because I'm like a person that does that. Brogan doesn't listen to music when she's reading, and it's kind of awkward because we'll be reading at the same time, and I'm like, playlist, and she's like, need you to turn this off, and I'm like, why? She's like, because I'm reading to it. But yeah, I just love music for multiple things. What type of music do we turn to when we're feeling down?
I don't know. I've got a lot of playlists. I just listen to the same playlist all the time.
Yeah.
I was recently listening to just a huge playlist of Neck Deep songs. Because a lot of their stuff has a mellow sound but good lyrics.
Yeah. Like
Gold Steps. The hook is, life's not out to get you, trust me, you'll be fine. And it's I'm now moving mountains that I once had to climb. So it's positive reinforcement.
Okay. How do I describe this? I still go back to sad music. There was a song recently released called We Hug Now, and one of the lyrics is like, I literally know this, I have a playlist named after it. You're just thinking it's a small thing that happened, the world ended when it happened to be. So my playlist is called The World Ended When It Happened to Be. And I was like, yeah, this is great. I listened to it 8 times last week in one day, and I got in trouble off of earbuds being like, this isn't healthy. But I always make sure to now put on a playlist that has happy and sad music on. But sometimes I just find myself skipping the sad songs. I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna hit. Oh, Harry Styles. No. Like, I think the one thing that I've been trying to do is pushing myself away from sad music when I feel down. Because I know how it affected me in the past. And that was something that I had zero knowledge on. I was just getting myself worse and worse, and I was keeping myself in the same cycle, funnily enough. Like mentioned earlier, the person got in this cycle of just listening to the same songs over and over. They couldn't push away the emotions. They couldn't turn off sad music at all. I was that person. Well, I didn't conduct the research, but I was that person. Every morning I would wake up, sad music. Before I went to sleep, sad music. Sometimes I would just even switch midday, curl up in my bed, sad music, because I just wanted to maybe it's because I wanted to feel more, in a sense. I wanted to feel more of the emotion I was feeling without realising that I was getting myself stuck in a feeling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sad music, I don't think negatively towards sad music. I'll turn to it sometimes, but I don't want to listen to it daily because am I going to fall back into that cycle where I'm keeping myself in a feeling for so long? Like, you know, it's not great. You can't, it's like, what's a good way of, it basically ruins your daily routine. I was going to swear, but I'm not going to swear. Like, it becomes a part of your daily routine. You wake up, oh, I'm not feeling great. Sad music. Oh, I'm still not feeling great. More sad music. Ah, I'm about to go to bed. Sad music. That was my day.
Yeah, I just think there's certain people that should probably just avoid altogether.
Yeah, I'm one of those people because I feel like I don't. Now, let me explain my morning routine. I wake up. I will put on my music dump or something playlist. Could it be a sad song that plays first? Yeah, skip. That's not what I want to wake up. If I'm feeling down, I need a song to get me up and get me energized so I can walk around and get my breakfast, brush my teeth, do my hair in the mirror and just, first of all, feel good about it all. So if there's a sad song on, skip. Happy song comes on. Right. Now I'm in college. I need something more relaxing. Maybe not sad songs. Maybe like Snowfall Slowed and Reverbed. One of my top songs on Spotify because I love it so much. Calming, not sad. Finished college. I'm feeling down again. Happy music. Then at night, maybe a few sad songs, and then I go to sleep. I switch off my brain. Like, I don't rely off sad music anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
I used to love sad music so much. So, the discussion of what this episode's main focus is. Does sad music make people feel worse, or does it help?
I think in the long run, it's just going to do worse.
Yeah.
It's not very helpful at all.
No. Like, I think some people find it helpful because, yet again, the one pro is connection. You feel like you're not alone. This artist is writing about exactly what you've been through, or close enough to what you've been through. I feel seen. I feel heard. I'm not alone in what I'm going through. Then you mentioned, it could be relatable, but then there's people that would end up pushing themselves to relate to it more. Maybe they only related to it a little bit, but like, no, I need to relate to it more. That, first of all, is just going to make you feel awful. And I'm sorry I don't have enough research on this. This was a last-minute planned episode, but hopefully it's a good enough one. Yeah, and as I've already mentioned, I've seen how it's affected me, but other people do get benefits out of sad music. They find that listening to sad music does make them feel better, which is crazy because... Not crazy, actually. I can understand. They're feeling seen, they're feeling heard. It's so much easier to, in my eyes, it's so much easier to express how you're feeling through music or listen to music that makes you feel the way you are than I want to talk. Music is basically probably what everybody turns to the most.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of being like, oh, I'm feeling really down. Sad song. Oh my god, Billie Eilish gets me. I'm going to play that song again. But then, maybe because they're feeling related to, I kind of repeating myself like 3 times, they're feeling seen, they're feeling heard. I feel better. I'm not alone. Then do they think about do they keep listening to a song and all of a sudden it's reconnecting with bad memories, falling down a spiral and not being able to pick yourself back up it. Then you fall into that cycle. I would say it's a very dangerous cycle to fall into.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's not healthy. Like, see if you never went, oh, right, you need to bring this up to the doctors. See what the doctor thinks of it. Because at this point in time, I was dismissing what you were saying. Like, I was just like, no. Then I did turn everything to private so you couldn't see what I was listening to. I was very dismissive of you're telling me to stop something that I'm doing in my daily life. Then I went to the doctors. The reason I didn't dismiss what the doctor said was professional. She agreed with everything that he said. Pretty sure I was like, yeah, the doctor says I should stop listening to sad music. You were right. Well done.
Yeah, it's as if I just know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's a really vicious cycle. It can make you feel horrible. And I think it's something that everybody should prevent trying to do. So, little tip of advice from Devyn to you. If you are feeling down, don't turn to sad music straight away. Find something, maybe not as sad, maybe a comfort song. If it's sad, that's okay. If you have a sad playlist, make a happy playlist to counteract that. Don't automatically go for the sad playlist. Go for the happy playlist. Don't put sad songs into a happy playlist, because then you're ruining the purpose of trying to lift that feeling of sadness, and you're trying to keep yourself upbeat, motivated, and you're like, yeah, let's go, not, wow, this song really gets me. Try your best to prevent yourself from falling into a vicious cycle, because speaking, it's very hard to get out of. You can't get out of it. It takes a while. It took me like 3 months. Maybe not. October. No, when did I stay at Kyle's? So that's gone back the way. November. A month. It took me a month to start slowly pushing my... Don't just jump right out of it, because that's even worse. Push yourself. Be like, oh, maybe I'll listen to one sad song, one happy song. Then just make a playlist. Another thing I want to talk about is the 5 senses thing. That's 10. We have 10 senses now, good job. This is something I learned. And it's something really grateful that I learned, because I know people wanted me to give advice on like tip-to-tip, day-to-day advice. 5 senses. If you're feeling stressed, focus on your 5 senses. Something you can hear, something you can touch. Well,
Oh, listen, go on.
Taste, smell, see. So, a candle. Taste, chewing gum, juice, sweet. Touch. What I would do is, if I'm out, I would feel my hoodie, which is very helpful actually. Or like, you're touching a pen. See, draw. What am I missing? Hear?
Yeah.
Make a Spotify playlist, but make an upbeat one. That's what I got told, and I learned it. And I was like, wow, this is great. But first of all, thank you, Robbie, for joining me on Mindset episode 11. I can't wait to see how this episode is going to turn out. I think, generally speaking, you have such a great perspective of this. I've said this 3 times, but I think we've spoke about music a few times, and obviously the first time you're like, Devyn, listening to sad music isn't going to help you. I was like, and then you were like, skip the song. I went, nope. 3rd time, I went to the doctors. The doctor says you were right, and you're like, yeah, no. That's exactly how you respond. By the way, you're like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a whole, I think you have a great outlook on mental health. Not a great outlook, but no. Yeah. You have so much interesting points on mental health that I didn't think about. And you're just like, sometimes you just bring something up, I'm like, huh. Can I talk about one that I really think you was a great reference?
Yeah.
The flower one.
Oh.
I don't know what it was, but it was like, have you got...
Find it.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
This...
Don't, just fill the dead air.
Yeah, so, for example, Robbie's really good at making connections of things to things. Like movie scenes, if Robbie can find a way to use a movie scene, you'll use it, and you'll show... God, I'm really bad at filling dead air. Yeah, if you're feeling negative about something, Robbie will somehow find a great reference and reference...
It's just easier to connect yourself to something you already know.
Yeah, but sometimes you bring up movies and I'm like, what is this?
No, so I brought up Rocky and Forrest Gump recently.
I know
I've
what
never
Forrest
seen
Gump...
them, but you get it.
Yeah, I get it.
So basically in this paragraph, I'm talking about gratitude. And I say we take a bad day on the chin and we firm it, because there's always tomorrow. With your heads on the pillow, that's your day done. Your bad day's over. Will tomorrow bring another? Who knows? There's a real possibility. You know, you might even go a whole week feeling bad, but within that week, there will be little moments that make you smile, and it's those moments we focus on. Every flower has an odd petal, but that doesn't take away from its beauty. You can focus on that one petal and try all you can to fix it, but you can take a look at the bigger picture and admire all the good. Yeah, it's just something I take with me in life.
Yeah, it was very well, like, written. And then my friend was having a bad day. I was like, I'm just going to copy and paste, not all of it. Used the little flower bit. So, first of all, carry what Robbie said with you. Now, as I said, thank you for coming on Mindset. 3 for 3. Well, not 3 for 3. 3 so far. Maybe our last.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, Robbie's a Mindset list. The last episode of Mindset, you went, I listened to Mindset repeatedly throughout the episode. You're like, I love Mindset. And then, like, 10 minutes later, I love Mindset.
It's my favourite podcast.
Yeah. Anyways, before I wrap up the episode, I'm just going to do the usual. You're amazing. I'm proud of you. We're almost at the end of February. We're 2 months in. We're about to hit the end of the second month. And you're doing fantastic. Sometimes you feel like the weakest person, maybe, I'm not going to assume, but you might feel like the weakest person on the earth. And I just want you to know that you possess so much strength. It's so much easier to let yourself be down and stay bad. But no matter what, you keep waking up every day and you keep pushing through. You keep making it to the next. You're going to make it to March. You're going to make it to the end of the year. Why? Because I believe in you. Now I'm going to end this off with, hold on. It might not get better in a year. It might not get better today. It might not get better tomorrow. It might not get better in a year. I want to leave you with a quote that I believe is so beautiful. Wherever you are, however dark the journey seems, come back. Someone's left the light on. I've been Devyn McQuaid. You've been listening to Mindset. Come along to the next episode and we could talk about your mindset.
Hit like and subscribe.